So, did you hear the true story about this dad who collapsed at work and body cam caught 4 officers doing CPR on him for nearly 15 minutes straight? This is Pablo, and according to reports, he was working at a Jiffy Lube in Georgia when he suddenly stopped breathing. He turned blue and he collapsed. And this whole thing went public because police released body cam footage of what happened after he collapsed. A 911 call goes out from Jiffy Lube to get help for Pablo, who's passed out on the floor and not breathing. And fortunately for him, there happens to be a police officer across the street getting donuts. All right, I don't know if he was getting donuts, but Officer Dustin Bolcher is literally parked across the street when the call comes in. So the next thing you know, he rushes over, sees Pablo on the ground, passed out, and there may have been a split second to think, but Officer Dustin runs over and starts chest compressions on Pablo. Now, Bolcher's definitely been trained on this scenario, but he would later say, training is one thing, but life is real life. Meanwhile, another officer, Elvin Kerr, is on his way to the Jiffy Lube, and he is full of adrenaline trying to get there as fast as he can. At the same time, more officers are arriving because one set of hands might not be enough. So Elvin joins Bolcher, and then Officer Brandy, she joins too. And then Officer Bolcher is getting tired because performing CPR is exhausting. So all 3 of them take turns. Body cam shows them rotating in and out to keep compressions going without rest. Officer Brandy, she would later explain they took turns, had each other's backs, so nobody got too tired. The reason is simple, to keep the compression strong. So they keep compressions going and they switch and compress and switch again, compress, switch. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes go by, but they keep going. But Pablo is still not responding. So they go and grab the AED from the patrol vehicle. You know that thing, the defibrillator thing with the heart on it, you set the zzz, that thing. The AED, Bolcher says, it tells you what to do, but under stress, it's still difficult. So now you've got the AED, non-stop compressions, and seconds that matter to Pablo, and he still isn't breathing, and his face is reportedly still blue. But then, when they're still fighting, officers start to see his color come back. Officer Brandy makes the point that it's relief, but it's not relief because the battle isn't over until Pablo is actually okay. So they are all still continuing these chest compressions, and this goes on for like 15 minutes nonstop. And then somebody yells out, "We got a pulse!" Woo! I think that would have been me too. But even with a pulse, you still have to stabilize Pablo. And the part that got everyone on the internet was watching the officers rotate. Compressions, switch, compressions, switch like a machine that refused to quit. And miraculously, Pablo survives. And he later says he remembers very little from that night. But he does remember what doctors told him. Timing mattered. And the right people being there, right there, was the difference between life and death to him. And this is why it hit the internet. It wasn't movie CPR. It was exhausting and it was real. And you can hear faith and focus too, because Officer Kerr said he was praying like the whole time. He was just trying to give it everything he had to make sure that Pablo survived. And according to reports, that quick response gave Pablo another Christmas with his kids. And if you have kids, stories like this make you realize how thin of a line it is to a normal day and a moment that changes everything. Weeks into the recovery, Pablo FaceTimed Bolcher and reportedly said, "Wow, man, I really am eternally grateful." I would be too. And he thanks the other officers too, because he knows they did not have to push that hard to save him. And he even invites them over for a Puerto Rican meal. He's like, "Whenever y'all in town, you want this? I got you." And not long after the department, they recognized the 3 officers for their work to save Pablo. So I gotta ask you, if you were standing there, would you know what to do in the first 60 seconds if you saw somebody passed out? Should CPR and AED basics be taught more often? Everywhere maybe? And what do you think made the difference here? Was it the training, teamwork, timing, or all of it together? Drop your thoughts below.